And if you want to go to a great Scrabble city, I think Montreal might be the hottest city of all. We saw, like I said, Michael Fagan win last year, uh, and Jackson Smiley has won the World Cup 2 years in a row. And Josh is trying to continue the Montreal streak with a win here, but Joey will definitely have something to say about that, and he'll be going first in this pivotal fourth game.
A victory here seals it for Josh, Joey needing to win each of the next two. And with that handshake, we are off. Joey reaching into the bag. Will he draw a first turn bingo, as we've seen twice already in this series? Or will he draw a first turn Q, as I think he's also pulled twice in this series so far?
I've got to say, I'm nervous for both these players, and nothing's on the line for me, and yet it's so close to the end here. It just gets so tense, and that's part of what I love. As Joey draws A, B, C, E, G, and U, he could just play off something like Bug, leaving a very nicely balanced cane.
I think he's playing cubage here. The 6-letter Cubage, significantly better in my mind than Bug. Yeah, ACE is bingo prone, but 12 points versus 28. You've got to play the 6 if you see and know that word.
So you can play this different ways. I do agree the computer will probably like a play like cubage, just it scores so much more, but actually he's going to go with my shorter idea of Bug.
Yeah, and this is something we see Joey do very well. Keep great tiles to try to bingo next turn. Bug and Cubage both allow Josh to play the very cute Gree, Gri, and Josh wasting no time before he puts that down. One of the only bailout plays from this yucky triplicate I first rack. So 12 for Joey, 10 for Josh, and we are off to the races, I suppose, in this one as well. As Joey now Aceeein. Yeah, Joey looks like he's set up Nice on his rack, perhaps, or Beanie. If he does string an E out, Josh to play Lobbyist, and Beanie is indeed a very non-standard play, not really what we've seen from Joey thus far. And this is going to backfire hard on him, as Lobbyist going to come down from Josh for a big scoring bingo out of a rack that otherwise was rather sloppy.
Yeah, I don't want to criticize the play because he's going to get hit with a bingo. You can't know what your opponent has, but I just don't really understand the purpose of this. You could get hit with a big Z-bomb next to the A of Beanie. You could get hit with something that hooks it. There's like a lot of different ways this can go wrong if your opponent had an F next to the I of Beanie. A G just seemed like it had a nicer leave. I don't know. Like you said, this is a non-standard play. I'm trying to think what his reasoning was to switch from a G to Beanie.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And Josh, it looked like originally hadn't seen it, but now does have this arranged on his rack. Perhaps Josh a little bit nervous.
Oh, as Josh, perhaps he wasn't sure of Lobbyist, so he's going to pull it back and play Pop, which is definitely a nice equity play if you don't see or know the bingo. But a bit of a surprising miss there I think.
Yeah, big miss by Josh. There's no reason to pass up the bingo here. And while it does block Feasance, Joey's still sitting on a 44-point double-double of Fanegas, Fanegas, or a very strong play of just IF and FA for 26, holding the powerful Canes rack. So an uncharacteristic miss for Josh, one that if he loses this game and goes on to lose his tournament, may haunt him for quite some time.
Random like that. So I'd be inclined here to take the points. What about you?
Yeah. I think just given the shape of the board, the S exceptionally powerful, and you can make it even more powerful. The S going behind Beanie to make beanies, and Beanie in NWL only takes the S back hook, I believe.
Yeah.
But also the spot to bingo with Spa down to that, and the way FA sets up the S in this case. And I don't like playing short often. In this case, I think it's the correct thing to do, just given the firepower you hold on to.
Yeah, Canes is really strong on many spots on this board, and it's going to work out. I see Ascents as a very obvious sort of bingo there. As Josh scores nicely with Twit, and sort of goes through his rack, leaving LSU. Uh,
Yeah,
shout
no
out.
brainer play.
Yeah, he'll want to make sure that none of the sevens double double, meaning it would go with ifs and AT, for example. But there's nothing there. You listed the three sevens, so he'll play Scantus. That'll place a very dangerous. Oh, it looks like he was held. Uh, I don't think he'll be held for too long. This is a pretty common word, but we'll see what happens.
And
Josh seems like he really wants to have a look at this one.
there is nothing wrong with holding a play. Hold, for those of you newer to Scrabble, essentially means I'm not sure if your word is a word. I might challenge this, and you can hold any play you want. Generally, players after 15 seconds on hold are allowed to draw and look at new tiles. But once a tile has been drawn after a play, that play considered to be unchallengeable. So hold is your way of saying, I want to think about this just a little bit longer.
Yeah, with ifs, with spa, with the S and Scantus, this board is wide open. He could definitely play Igloo and say ALRS is going to bingo a fair amount of the time, but instead, I think he is going to go with Ligula, which matches what I think of his play style, liking to play a bit longer. Definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's going to make an open board even more open for Josh now as it kind of forks this board open, setting up back hooks. Joey potentially has the option now to make a four-letter play on top of the A, or you have Varv as well, but Varv allows plays down from that E, or maybe a play like Hover and AH to the right of FA. That scores 32 without opening up much back. What are you thinking here, Jared? A lot of good options, but all have some drawbacks.
Yeah, hover down there though could get hit with a big J or Z play. It doesn't give back the lanes that this one does. I like Varv here. It does give a seven lane, and there wasn't necessarily a great seven lane. You could play sevens above Ligula, or of course, if you have an S to Spa.
From that left center triple word square over to the R in roof, or front hooking oof, Josh's floating S in Scantist goes away. And all of a sudden, this board could get very closed very quickly for him. But roof is, I think, going to have to be his play just in the absence of anything else good, unless Josh wants to do something wild like playing NOOK.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I definitely want to think about what tiles Josh might have after roof, or at least what tiles he doesn't have. And I'm thinking he probably left 1 point tiles with a play like roof a lot of the time. He's going to play holy here. Uh, Playing it to the right there takes out the seven line next to the E and Varv, so that seems like a pretty clever idea. I didn't see this as a candidate play, but I'm actually liking this one.
However, Josh, two big plays, D6 or Kex above Ligula. Kex is 41, holding DENS. D6, 61 points. And that would bring Josh to within just a few points of Joey. But maybe Josh seeing that the DENS leave just too powerful, sacrificing 20 points to hold on to it over the KN leave of D6. What do you think? Would you have taken the extra 20 there, Jared?
No, I would play Kex. DENS goes really nice to that S of Scantus and down to the next to the RO of Roof. So I think that's a really good idea. It also goes beneath EL to form ELD or Ls, as Joey makes a really nice play here through two tiles. Alexia, that's
Yeah.
a really nice way to clean off a rack that only had one and maybe a half consonant.
Yeah, awesome find. Finds it immediately too, and a really good way to address the play that Josh has just made. But Josh with an incredible pull here as well, DEENST blank, and he's quickly finding his highest scoring bingo of standees for 80 points. This is the only 80 pointer for him, although 77 pointers exist down to that S as well, and from the A on top. But standees now going to put Josh ahead in this game, 240 to 225. He takes the lead in a game where he's been losing since about turn two. Joey to respond now. DENOOWY on his turn.
Yeah, is Woodenly?
Woodenly is valid, and
It
it
is,
plays for
okay.
84 points. That looks really wild. I wonder if
It
this is
almost
one of those words that you'd be uncertain of, but Joey has shown great word knowledge.
I think it
All
looks like he's setting it up. It almost looks redundant, right? Like you're wooden. Like, so why do you need the ly? It's already saying you're wooden. And ly normally goes towards verbs. So we'll see if Josh challenges this one, because it definitely makes sense as a word, but he is on hold here. Yeah, I saw it right away. And
not
setting up
John.
Hadge if he draws
And
the
he
A.
set up Hodge. There's 3 A's
Yeah.
unseen and a blank. So Josh doesn't need a bingo to get back into this game. Josh, more than anybody, I expect to see join first and, just sit on the HADJ draw. That's going to be over 50 points. So join for 38 and then Hodge for over 50. That springs Josh back into the lead. Is that what he's going to do here? Or
I
is he going
think
to
so. And that spot will stay open a lot. It's sort of hard to address it just with the tiles he's putting down there and the way the other tiles are already sitting. And even if he doesn't get that spot, the H is very valuable on this board. Next to the A of standees, next to the A of fa, there's definitely many spots on this board for the H. So playing join instead of John,
I
this is
love
why
it.
this is why players take a bit longer on turns. Often as commentators, we're just going to throw out the first thing we think about, the first thing we see. And the players will also have their initial thoughts, but you can't just go with your initial thought. You have to think these positions through, make these setup plays. Will he draw an A? No.
But
Duplicate
that
C's,
spot's so
duplicate I's.
unlikely, so unlikely to go away that he can continue rolling the dice for one of those A's. This is a tense game. While it looks like there's a huge advantage towards Joey, we know that Josh, very close to a bingo score of his own, could get right back in it. So Joey dropping Emu.
We'll see
Yeah.
which direction he goes. He's down a fair bit, 55. He's going to play. What is he playing here?
Widgie.
Ridgy. Okay.
Okay, so he is playing off all 4 of those tiles, and this is a good little feint. It looks
Yeah.
like he is opening the board for his bingo, but really fishing for Haji. I think, though, just the way I've seen Joey play, he may be a little less likely than some other players to sniff out the Haji setup.
It's such a treat to watch this. I feel like I'm learning as much as I'm trying to help others learn. As Josh does go with, it'll give him a minute 21 to make all of his further decisions in this game.
Yeah, but I don't think there are many decisions left to be made. Joey can play Tribe alongside Mank for 43 points,
No
and that'll
A.
all but shut this down.
Or, oh no, it wouldn't quite fit with TEC and, AMS isn't a word anyway. So as you said, he could play up there for Tribe. This one is pretty much over, folks. Matt, you said you wanted a 5-game set, and that is exactly what we're going to get.
And now he just has to win one more game to win that elusive national championship that he has been seeking for so long.
Yeah, both players are such deserving potential champions. Only one of them can be crowned. Yeah, and I think these players are so well liked that I think most people will be positive. We definitely want to hear who you're rooting for, not who you're rooting against. As Josh ends the game with Sears, that's a really clever play through 3 letters. So we like to see that even when it doesn't necessarily matter so much. This one's in the books, folks.
And we'll cut to that overhead camera now.
And we will be quiet.
Have to be this way.
Making it interesting. Yeah, those were really cool. Pre-game. I was trying to go for Haji.
Wooden looks good.
I was trying to go for Haji. Like this.
I almost played. I had a ramjet on that turn. Wow, nice. But burning the blank and saving the Q. So once you opened that up, it was a no-brainer to do that.
Yeah, there was some really interesting ideas.
Actually, I had it tracked wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a P out there somewhere. So pop. Of course, you played both P's. So
Yeah, I think I chickened out of a word here. That was good.
I see what I did. I crossed off a P. That was like I crossed off the O. But when?
Yeah, I chickened out of lobbyist.
Oh.
And yeah, I paid for it. I'm gonna
I can't believe he looked that up.
Sort of solidified
that
the
was-
notion. So here, I could do. I mean, this is a cool idea. You don't have the E to block, but you can just block pretty easily here.
Oh, yeah,
Shod.
yeah.
If you have the B or if you have aorta, it's too easy. Abri, like as long as you have the B, you probably have something. So that doesn't work. I considered this.
Yeah, that might be coming.
But if you just score here, I can't score enough here
Yeah.
to win. So here I was going for a Zido and
Oh,
iodizers.
and it's 429366.
Yeah. I just had second thoughts.